Hi painting students! Today we're going to be learning about color studies. You're going to do the same image in 9 different ways using 9 different color schemes. Before we begin painting, we're going to prepare our paper. I would like you to use a roll of tape to do this if possible. If you don't have any tape at home or you forgot your tape, that's okay. But it is great to divide your paper up into 9 different boxes for this practice. So I'm starting by making a frame around the outside with my tape, and then I've made 2 pieces of tape in the middle. So basically I'm making 3 rows, and then I'll make 3 different columns to create 9 different boxes. I'm also taping my paper down to the table so that it doesn't wiggle around. So now once I have 9 boxes, those are the boxes I'm going to do my landscapes in, or my little color studies. I'm going to use this image at the bottom of the article that we read because it's simple and easy. You can create an image of whatever you want. I'm just going to kind of do a simple landscape here. So in each one of my tiny boxes, I'm going to draw the same image. You can do a landscape too, but if you have some other image that you're interested in doing a color study about, you can do that. Basically, you're going to draw that same image over and over again in each of the 9 boxes. You'll get really good at drawing this. You get to draw it 9 times. I'll speed this up. So in each one of these boxes is going to be one of my color studies. Now I'm going to get my paints out. I'm just going to start by doing the skies and making each sky a different color. You can play around with mixing colors today. I would like you to do that. Let's not just use the pure colors. Let's try to add a little bit of orange with our yellow to create a different orangey yellow. Add a little bit of red with my violet. For this sky, I'll just do a nice light brownish sky with a little purple. This one I think I'm just going to do black. And a little red sky. Okay, now I'm going to play around with the land masses. And in each one of these color studies, really start thinking about the colors. Don't just paint without thinking. I want you to look at each little box as its own tiny painting. You can think about what colors would look good together. You can try analogous colors, which are colors that are close to one another on the color wheel. In this one, I'm just doing kind of blues and purples. Those are analogous. In this one, I'm going to add some yellow. Ooh, and maybe some orange. So I'm going to create some contrast here with the green sky. This one, maybe I'll go with some warmer colors. Red and brown are warm. And then I'm just not sure yet about the mountains in that one. So you can always play around with like doing a little bit in one of your color studies and then moving on to another one and then revisiting it. That's what I like about this. You can take a break, check things out, and then go back to the other one. It's also helpful to let some of these areas dry. I'm sure some of you have noticed how watercolors will leak into each other and blend sometimes where you don't want them to. So sometimes if you want, you can paint a little area and then leave it alone, let it dry, and come back to it in a few minutes. Then you'll have less of that leaking. You can also just leave a little bit of white space between some of your land masses, and that'll help avoid the leaking too. We're not looking for finished pictures here. We're just looking for a color study that we like. Which colors look good together? Remember, you can always use a tissue if you need to blot something, or if it's just pooling too much, it's too wet, or it's too dark. Pull some of the pigment off. This one I'm mixing some green and blue. Add a little yellow. I'm just kind of following my intuition here. I don't have a great plan, and that's sort of the point of this, is you can try out lots of different ideas And then once we're done, we'll just look at this and decide which one we like the best. I love color studies. I love painting the same thing over and over again in a different way. It's very Monet. Remember to practice mixing some colors. We don't want just pure colors. So once you've added some layers of color, you can always let it dry and add a second layer of color on top. Watercolors are really great for adding layers. Very rarely does a watercolor artist create one work of art without doing multiple layers. Maybe I'll explore this red. I like the warm colors. I like the browns too. It's nice to add a little brown to a color that makes it a little more natural feeling. Now I'm really close to being done, so that these decisions kind of matter a lot to me. Like, what are these last colors that are going to pull these color studies together? And then we'll pick out which one we like the best and try to do a larger painting based on that. So that's your second activity for remote learning. Once you've done your color study that looks like this, pick one of the color studies and make a larger painting with that same color harmony. Have fun!